I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, step into the shadows of a forgotten paradise with Chad Wickwire's latest novel. It is called The Blood Garden, Echoes of Silence. The author weaves a chilling narrative that dives deep into the remnants of Eden, exploring a realm where the veil between our world and the haunted garden is perilously thin. What lurks in this darkness since humanity's fall? How does one grapple with the demons within and the horrors that lie just beyond sight? Join us as we unravel the mysteries with the mastermind behind this riveting tale. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank our team at Booksavi International for helping us put him in the spotlight today. And we ask viewers like you to support writers like him by subscribing to our channel and, more importantly, ordering this very special book. The links are below. Chad, thanks so much for joining us here today.
Thank you.
It's a great story, so inspired. What made you think to write about Eden and fictionalize it and come up with this gripping novel?
Well, the original title, The Blood Garden, is a poem about Eden. So at the time, I just got back. I was in the military and I had a bad dream about a similar story to this. So I decided to write it down, but then I'm like, this don't have enough feeling to it. So at the time I was in a music group called The Blood Garden. Mm-hmm. And I decided to just transfer everything over. And then I just started, I'm like, I needed some kind of spiritual aspect to it. So I came up with the Eden story in the Blood Garden series.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, where does this fit in the series? How many books are there?
Well, I'm doing them in separate series. So this first one is the Echo series. And there's going to be 5 books to that series. I'm working on the second one right now.
Okay, wonderful. And what do you mean by the Blood Garden? What does that mean?
Oh, it was a reference to in the poem. It's about the fall of mankind during their time in Eden. And I thought it would be a great storyline. And I also bring in other aspects from some of my favorite writers I mentioned in the book, favorite stories, anything that I could use at that time to build the story.
Yeah. Now, what made you decide to explore Eden through the lens of horror and suspense?
For me, I've always written dark stories. So I wanted to show a darker side of the story. Maybe something that's never been told before.
Gotcha. And the hero of your story has the extraordinary ability to see into the darkness of post-Eden garden. Talk to us a little bit about the challenges he faces as he reconciles this vision with his own reality.
So, well, in the story, he wakes up in a mental hospital, not knowing why he's there, why things happen to him. But then he starts having these dreams and seeing into that darkest side of himself.
Yeah, I love the setting of the mental hospital. I've always been like fascinated with them. I mean, there's some huge ones here in New York City. They look like, like housing complexes. And you got to wonder, when you see the crazy people out on the sidewalk, what's going on inside there, right? Because you got lunatics on the sidewalk. It must be amazing what's happening inside a insane asylum. So it's such an intriguing concept for sure. And part of your concept is inner demons. It's a central theme of your book. Tell us a little bit about how you use these supernatural elements in your stories to reflect the personal battles we all face.
So personally, because I'm retired military now, I suffer from PTSD, and that's kind of the concept I was aiming towards, to give a light to maybe some of the inner demons people like myself go through when they come back.
Yeah, it's a lot to. Were you a combat veteran?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a lot to come back from seeing combat to stateside And it's a lot to wrestle with. But I'm glad you're putting your energies in writing because you're really writing great stuff. Did you have any influences in your writing, the mythological influences, or perhaps films that inspired you in building the world within Blood Garden and the series?
Yeah, I've always been a big fan of like a book called The Fallen, which is about angels living in our time,
Mhm.
which is going to be in some of the future stories that I'm working on. Um, and then even like Jacob's Ladder was a big inspiration to me.
Yeah,
I love that movie and book.
yeah. Haven't read the book, have seen the movie. It is a great movie. It's very chilling, that's for sure. Now, your stark vision of a fallen paradise is portrayed in the book. What do you hope readers take away from your story when it comes to the nature of good and evil and human redemption?
Maybe take an inner look at themselves is what I was going for. But then I also had other concepts that I put into the book. Like I created something I call Seventh Sense, where I mentioned music. So in the process, I was hoping people would like go look up these songs maybe on YouTube and listen to the song while they're rereading that page to have like a movie playing in their head.
Hmm. Yeah, I love the element of music within novels. I think it really does transport you for sure. Um, have you envisioned the series as a series of films or a TV series, perhaps?
Oh yes, definitely. I would love to make this a film.
Tell us what that would look like and who would star in it.
Uh, yeah, I mean, I thought about it, and I even thought maybe you would be perfect for the doctor's role.
That sounds great. I'd love that. Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
I thought about some of my friends that I knew growing up that are big and famous now, like Corey Taylor of the music group Slipknot, and a few other people like that. I figured
That,
would be good for this.
yeah, that'd be fun to have cast friends and people close to you and people you know in different roles. That's for sure. And I think it would be a terrific, terrific series, whether it's a series of films or a series of a TV series. What's your status right now? You've written, where are you going with the series? Is when do you, how many more installments do you envision?
Well, for this series, I have four more books that I'm working on. I have notes for my whole series, so I know where I'm going to go moving forward. The next one, I'm right about halfway done with it. The new one is called The Remain.
Gotcha. So Echoes Remain is what it's called.
Yes, sir.
And so that picks up where Echoes of Silence leaves off.
Yes.
Gotcha, gotcha. What was it like? What is it like writing that book? You're about halfway through, you said, right?
Oh, it's been an interesting process. I even have a bunch of friends that are part of my support team, and every new page, every new chapter that I write, I send to them to get their input before I add it to the book itself.
That's great. So you've got your own little critique panel there, give you their input. Creative team, I guess, would be better.
Oh yeah,
Better said.
I have a lot of support behind me.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And you're working on multiple novels at the same time. You said there's four more stories coming out. What do you have these on like index cards? How do you organize it all?
Oh, I write notes when I'm driving to work. I have talk to text. I have Microsoft Word on my phone, so I'm constantly writing,
Mhm.
even when I'm at work. And I'm a chef now.
Mhm. That's great. That's great. Now, are you involved with any groups on social media that are into sci-fi, fantasy, that kind of thing, where you post your work or post comments, that kind of thing?
Oh yes, I'm on a few boards on Facebook right now. I've even been invited to join two books. They want me to write a short story for the book, so I've been in the process of working on something for a friend's novel. They want to put out a novella with a bunch of writers.
Wonderful, wonderful. And what do you hope readers take away from this? More than entertainment? Do you hope that they learn something or get a moral? What's your goal?
Um, I mean, my whole thing has been to bring happiness to the world and bring a new story, something never been told, something new to the world. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, well, you've done that in The Blood Garden, Echoes of Silence. It is a chilling tale that dives deep into the remnants of Eden. Yeah, Eden, like Adam and Eve. That's right. This
Yes.
author takes Eden and it gives it a whole new twist, a whole new spin. It's very inventive, and it is well worth your time to pick up this book and read it. I think you'll find it vastly entertaining, and it'll make you think a lot about humanity's fall. Chad, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you, sir.
My pleasure. And to the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.